Hi friends, welcome to our YouTube channel Naraj Academy. The main aim of this playlist is to teach or discuss the gate previous year questions of all the subjects in a very detailed manner. If you are seeing this video lecture for the first time in our YouTube channel, then please go back to our playlist gate previous year questions and see the lectures from the starting, so that each lecture can be understood in a very clear manner. If you like the content of our lectures, then please do like, share and subscribe our YouTube channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon button, so whenever we upload a new video, the direct notifications comes to your mobile. So the main aim of this lecture is to teach or discuss the gate previous year questions of network theory of 10 numericals in this lecture. So why to waste more time? So let's get started. Now let's see the question number 91, which says that a series RL circuit is excited at t is equal to 0 by closing a switch as shown in the figure. Assuming zero initial conditions, the value of d square I by dt square at t is equal to 0 plus we need to find in this question. I am repeating the question again. A series RL circuit is excited at t is equal to 0 by closing a switch as shown in the figure. Assuming zero initial conditions, the value of d square I by dt square at t is equal to 0 plus we need to find in this question. So in this question 91, I have read the question before. The question says that there is a voltage source V and there is a resistor and the inductor. The switch is closed at the instant t is equal to 0. The current in the circuit is I. So we need to find, after closing the switch at t is equal to 0, so we need to find d square I by dt square at t is equal to 0 in plus instant. We need to find this value, and this question is given in the gate year 2015 for 1 mark. So let's do this problem. See, actually now I am going to close the switch, right? At t is equal to 0 I have closed the switch. Now what I am trying to do is I am going to apply KVL across this loop. So the current always goes from higher potential to lower potential. So the current goes from higher to lower and again plus to minus, because current is going from higher to lower potential. Similarly higher to lower potential. So by applying the KVL across this loop, what I am trying to get is, from I am going KVL in this loop. So I am going from negative to positive. So there is a rising potential which is plus V. And similarly I am going from positive to negative. So therefore there is a decreasing potential. So we have to take it as minus I into R. And similarly here the voltage across the inductor means that we are going from plus to minus, means there is a drop in potential which is minus VL is equal to 0. But the voltage across the inductor VL is equal to L di by dt. So therefore I am going to replace VL by I into di by VL is equal to L into di by dt. So I have replaced VL by L into di by dt is equal to 0. So what I am going to do is, now I am going to simplify this equation. Let me write, I am taking IR and the other term to the right side. So therefore V is equal to IR plus L di by dt is it. So I have taken these two terms to the right side. Now what I am trying to do is, at t is equal to 0 plus instant. At t is equal to 0 plus instant, I am going to substitute, I am going to find all these values. So V is equal to I of 0 plus. At instant 0 plus I am finding what is the value of the current, and L into di by dt at 0 plus instant. So before closing the switch, the current in the inductor is 0. So therefore the current in the inductor at before closing the switch is 0. So in an inductor, the property of inductor is the current in the inductor doesn't change instantaneously. So it always grows in a very slowly manner. So therefore at t is equal to 0 minus, the current is 0, and similarly after closing the switch at a particular instant, so therefore the current in the inductor at t is equal to 0 plus is also is equal to 0, because the current in the inductor doesn't changes instantaneously, it grows in a very slow fashion. Therefore it is equal to I of 0 plus is also same value. So therefore I of 0 plus, we know it is 0. So I am going to substitute these values. Therefore 0 into R is equal to 0. So therefore I will get this term will become 0. So only this another term is, it is non-zero. Therefore I am going to write it as V is equal to L di of 0 plus by dt. So therefore now I am going to find this di of 0 plus by dt is equal to v by l, but we need to find d square I by dt square at t is equal to 0 plus we need to find, but we figured out di of 0 plus by dt is equal to v by l. So now what we have to do is, it is a second order differential equation, it is a first order differential equation, so we need to get another differentiation, we need to do another differentiation for this KVL equation, then only we will get a second order differential equation, because if you see carefully in this equation there is only first order differential equation, but we need to find the second order differential equation. So therefore we need to do the differentiation for this equation, KVL equation. So therefore I am going to do the differentiation for this equation, which is v is equal to IR plus L di by dt. So if I do the differentiation, it will become dv by dt is equal to, R is a constant because the resistance is constant, but the current in the inductor will changes, therefore current is depending upon the time. So therefore R into di by dt plus L is a constant, therefore differentiation will become another d square I by dt square. This is the differentiation. See, the voltage is a constant because this is a DC voltage source. The differentiation of constant is equal to 0. So therefore 0 is equal to R di by dt plus L d square I by dt square. But we need to find d square I by dt square at the instant t is equal to 0 plus. So now at t is equal to 0 plus instant I am going to find the values, which is 0 is equal to R di by dt at instant 0 plus. Similarly L d square I by dt square at the instant 0 plus. But we already know di differentiation of the current at time instant 0 plus, which you already got, which is v by l. So therefore I am going to substitute, which is v is equal to R v by l plus L d square I by dt square at 0 plus, but we need to find d square I by dt square at instant 0 plus. So therefore if you do the simplification, we will get d square I of 0 plus at instant 0 plus by dt square, we will get, which is minus RV by L square. This is our final answer. Therefore after doing simplification we got minus RV by L square. This is the This is the required answer of this solution. I am going to explain it again. Just remember, just understand the concept. I have just wrote the KVL for this loop. So by using at t is equal to 0 plus instant, I figure out the differentiation of the current at instant 0 plus. But they have asked to find the second order differentiation of the current at t is equal to 0 plus. In this KVL equation there is only first order, so we need to get second order. So therefore again we have to do the differentiation for this equation. So after substituting at instant t is equal to 0 plus, there is only one unknown parameter. So by solving this equation we got the thing which we need to find in this question. This is therefore d square I by dt square at t is equal to 0 plus is equal to minus RV by L square is the required solution of this numerical. So after solving the previous problem, now let's move forward to do the another numerical. The numerical number is 92. The 92 question says that in the circuit shown, switch S2 has been closed for a long time. At t is equal to 0, switch S1 is closed. At t is equal to 0 plus instant, the rate of change of current through the inductor in amperes per second is we need to find. So what they are trying to say is switch S1 is closed for a long time and switch S2 is closed at the instant t is equal to 0. So at closing the switch at t is equal to 0, we need to find what is the rate of change of current in the inductor at instant t is equal to 0 plus. We need to find in this question, which is the main aim of this question, and this question is given in the GATE year 2016 for 2 marks. So I have drawn the figure again. See here, So there is a 3 volt voltage source and there is a 1 ohm resistor and then there is a 2 ohm resistor and there is a 3 volt source and there is an inductor of 1 Henry. The switch S2 is closed for all time and at the instant t is equal to 0 the switch S1 is closed. So we need to find the current in the inductor at this time, the rate of change of current in the inductor at instant t is equal to 0 plus we need to find this in this numerical, and this question is given in the GATE year 2016 for 2 marks. So now let me here see at t is equal to 0 minus means the switch is in the open condition because the switch is closed at the instant t is equal to 0, but I am considering the instant at t is equal to 0 minus means the switch is already open. So I am going to draw the circuit at instant t is equal to 0 minus. So if you see carefully the inductor so now I am going to draw a circuit. It will be very understand easily. So switch S1 is open. So therefore I will draw it as an open condition. You so see carefully here. There is a resistor and there is a 3 volt source. So this is 2 ohm and this is 1 Henry and this is 1 ohm. This is 3 volt, right? So as there is open circuit, the current in this 1 ohm resistor and the 3 volt source is 0. So therefore the current in this has to pass through 1 ohm inductor. So let me assume it is I. So in the inductor is also I because the current in the 1 ohm resistor is 0 ampere. So therefore whatever the incoming current has to be the outgoing current. So therefore this current is also 0 ampere. So therefore this is a current I. Suppose if this current is I, then this current in the 1 ohm is also current I. That is what I am trying to say. So at the instant t is equal to 0 minus, so the inductor is going to take energy from the 3 volt source. So therefore at steady state this inductor will going to, so therefore the current in the inductor at steady state is becomes constant. So whenever the current in the inductor is constant, the rate of change of current is equal to 0 because the rate of change of constant is also equal to 0. Therefore VL is equal to the voltage across the inductor, VL is equal to L into di by dt. As di by dt is 0, therefore the voltage across the inductor is 0. So whenever the voltage across the inductor is 0 means we need to do short circuit at steady state condition. Therefore what I am going to do is, now I am going to at steady state I am going to short circuit this 1 Henry inductor. So therefore I have done a short circuit because the voltage across the inductor is 0. So therefore the current I is going to travel through only 2 ohm and 3 volt source. Therefore by writing the KVL around in this loop I am going to write the KVL in this loop. So therefore the current always goes from higher potential to lower potential. So after writing the KVL I am going from negative to positive. So therefore there is a rising potential of plus 3 volt and similarly I am going from plus to minus. So therefore there is a decreasing potential. So therefore I am going to write it as negative and the voltage is 2 into I because current into resistor. Therefore the 2 into I is equal to 0. Therefore the current at steady state, which is at instant t is equal to 0 minus, is equal to 3 by 2. If you do solve this equation, we will get the current in the inductor at instant t is equal to 0 minus, which is 3 by 2 ampere, means 1.5 ampere we got at t is equal to 0 minus instant. So at t is equal to 0 instant the switch is closed, S1 is closed. So the property of inductor is the current in the inductor doesn't changes instantaneously, means the current in the inductor will changes in a very slow fashion. Therefore after closing the switch at instant t is equal to 0 plus and before the closing the switch at instant t is equal to 0 minus, the both the conditions the current in the inductor is always constant. Therefore the current in the inductor at t is equal to 0 plus is equal to the current in the inductor before closing the switch at instant t is equal to 0 minus is equal to 3 by 2 ampere before closing the switch, and after closing the switch at instant 0 plus is equal to 3 by 2 ampere. So now what I am going to do is we need to find the current in the rate of change of current in the inductor at t is equal to 0 plus instant. So therefore I am considering at t is equal to 0 plus, and t is equal to 0 plus I am going to draw the circuit as S1 is closed now. So therefore I am going to draw it in an easy way, which is there is a S1 is closed, therefore I have taken a 1 ohm and here there is a 2 ohm resistor and here there is a 3-volt source. So similarly here there is a voltage source of 3 volt, and here there is a inductor. So we already know that the current in the inductor at instant t is equal to 0 plus, which is 3 by 2 ampere. So therefore this is 3 by 2 ampere. The current in the inductor is 3 by 2 ampere. So the direction is from up to bottom. So therefore I have drawn the current direction as 3 by 2 from up to bottom. So now what I am going to do is, now if you see carefully here, this is at instant t is equal to 0 plus. So let me consider this. If you see carefully, there are actually two nodes in this circuit. This is the node 1 and this is the node 2. So I am assuming node 1 as a reference node, means zero potential. So therefore the other node voltage we need to find. Let me assume the another node voltage is VL of 0 plus, means at instant we are finding at the instant 0 plus. That's why the voltage across the inductor is VL minus 0 is equal to VL of 0 plus. So the voltage across the inductor is VL 0 plus minus 0 is equal to VL of 0 plus. That's why I have taken this node potential as VL of 0 plus. Therefore the voltage across the inductor is equal to VL of 0 plus. So by applying the nodal analysis, now I am going to find what is the VL of 0 plus. So therefore by applying the nodal analysis in a nodal analysis method, the method is the algebraic sum of outgoing currents is equal to 0. So therefore at this node I am going to apply the nodal analysis method. See here I am assuming all the currents are going. So in this branch I am assuming the current is going outside. So therefore the current goes from higher potential to lower potential. Therefore which is VL of 0 plus minus 3 by 1 plus the current in this inductor is already, which is known, which is 3 by 2, which is already going out of the node. So therefore plus 3 by 2 ampere plus we need to find the current which is going out of the node, so which is higher potential minus lower potential by resistance, which is VL of 0 plus minus 3 by 2. So therefore all this algebraic sum has to be equal to 0. So therefore if you solve this equation, we will get VL of 0 plus is equal to 2 volts. If you solve this equation, we will get VL of 0 plus is equal to 2 volts. But the voltage across the inductor formula is VL is equal to L into di by dt. So at instant t is equal to 0 plus we are finding. So therefore VL is equal to L into di by dt at instant of 0 plus is equal to 2. But we need to find the rate of change of inductor current at t is equal to 0 plus. So therefore I am going to take this L to the right hand side. So therefore it will become division 2 by L. So but L is already given, which is 1 Henry. So therefore 2 by 1 is equal to 2. So therefore the rate of change of current in the inductor at t is equal to 0 plus instant is 2 ampere per second. So therefore the required answer for this question is 2 ampere per second. This is the final solution of this numerical. So after solving the previous problem, now let's move forward to do the another numerical. The numerical number is 93. Here the question says that, if you see the question here, the question says that the circuit shown in the figure has two sources connected in series. The first voltage source is V of t and the another voltage source is of 8 volt. So the instantaneous voltage of the AC source in volt is given by V of t is equal to 12 sin t. If the circuit is in the steady state, then the RMS value of current in ampere flowing in the circuit is. So they have shown that there is a two voltage sources are connected in series. One is the AC source and another is a DC source, and there is a 1 ohm resistor and a 1 Henry inductor. So we need to find what is the current RMS value of the current which is flowing in the circuit at steady state. We need to find in this question. This question is given in the GATE year 2015 for 2 marks. So I have drawn the figure so that it will be very easy to understand. So here V of t is equal to 12 sin t. Here 12 sin t means omega is equal to 1, which is in the general form is Vm sin omega t. So Vm is equal to 12 and the omega is 1 radians per second. So therefore omega is equal to 1. So there are two sources. Two sources means by superposition theorem, if we want to find the current in any circuit, we can easily find the superposition theorem by assuming only one source is activated at a time. So therefore, by using superposition theorem, we are going to solve this numerical. So let me, because there are two sources, right? Because there are two sources, which is AC source and a DC source. So what I am going to do is, by superposition theorem, I am considering only DC source is activated. Means 8 volt source is activated. Means only one source is present. Means the another one is short circuited. So 8 volt source is activated means only one voltage source is taken. So therefore the another voltage source has to be short circuit. So therefore I am going to redraw this circuit with only one voltage source. So therefore only one source is taken. So therefore the voltage AC voltage source is short circuit. That's why I have taken it as a short circuit, and there is a voltage source of another voltage source of 8 volt. So by superposition theorem, all the independent voltage sources are short circuited and independent current sources are open circuited. As there is no independent as there are no independent current sources, that's why only voltage sources are there. So that's why I have short circuited the another voltage source. So now there is a current and there is an inductor. So we need to find the steady state current. Steady state current RMS value means at steady state the inductor will get short circuit, because I have already told in my previous examples. So this 1 Henry inductor is going to get energy from this 8 volt source. So therefore the current in the inductor is going to increase in exponential manner. Means in a slow fashion the current in the inductor will increase. At steady state the current in the inductor will be a constant value. So therefore the rate of change of current in the inductor is 0. So therefore the voltage across the inductor is VL is equal to L into di by dt. As di by dt is 0, therefore the voltage across the inductor is 0. Means we need to do short circuit at the steady state condition. So therefore I am going to do the short circuit at the steady state condition. So because we need to find the current at steady state, so therefore the current, let me assume this is I1 of t. Means I1 of t means when only 8 volt source is activated, which is I1 of t I am assumed. So therefore I1 of t at steady state is current is equal to voltage by resistor, which is 8 volt by 1. Voltage by resistor is equal to current, which is a 8 ampere. So therefore the current in the circuit, in the inductor or in the whole circuit, combination of circuit 1 ohm and 1 Henry inductor at steady state when only 8 volt source is activated, means only 1 volt source is present, then we got a I1 of t is equal to 8 amperes. Now we need to do the, by superposition theorem, other voltage source has to be activated. So therefore AC source I am going to keep in activate position. So therefore the another voltage source I need to be in a short circuit, because there is only voltage sources. So therefore 8 volt source DC voltage source should be short circuit now. So now I am going to draw the circuit again. So therefore this DC voltage source I did a short circuit. So therefore no need to write it again. So I have short circuited the DC voltage source, because only by superposition theorem only one voltage source will act alone. So therefore now this is a 1 Henry and there is a 1 ohm. This is V of t. Now I need to find, let me assume the current in the steady state of this combination of circuit is I2 of t. I2 of t. Now I need to find what is I2 of t. See, let me do a phasor now. So by using phasor I am going to find what is I2 of t. So therefore by phasor representation, now let me assume, actually V of t is equal to 1270, right? So by phasor I am going to write it as a 12 angle 0. Means I am taking sine as a reference. Sine as a reference, that's why it is angle 0. 12 angle 0. So now which is V, right? So I am going to replace V of t by 12 angle 0 by phasor representation. So now I need to find what is value of phasor representation I2. So which is the resistance value is 1 ohm and the inductance is 1 Henry. So now I need to find what is the reactance. They are given only inductance value, but now we need to find the reactance value. The reactance value of inductor is JXL. So therefore JXL means JXL is omega L. Omega I have already known that, which is 1, because Vm sin omega t, and here Vm is 12 and omega is 1. So therefore omega is equal to 1 and L is also 1. So therefore 1 into 1 is equal to 1. So therefore the reactance value is only J. So therefore total impedance, resistor and the inductor are connected in series fashion. So whenever they are in series fashion, we need to do the summation. So therefore 1 plus J, where 1 is the resistance value and J is the reactance value. So now we need to find what is the value of the phasor representation of the current. So therefore the phasor representation of current is equal to voltage by impedance. Voltage is 12 angle 0. Voltage is 12 angle 0 and the impedance is 1 plus J, which is 1 plus J. So the upper part is in the polar form and the denominator part is in the rectangular form. So now I need to change this rectangular form to a polar form. So therefore it will become 12 angle 0 by 0 degrees by, so if you do this one, we will get polar form root 2 angle 45 degrees. Root 2 over 1 square plus 1 square, it will become root 2 and tan inverse of 1 by 1 will become 45 degrees. So after doing the simplification, we will get I2 is equal to 6 root 2 angle minus 45. This is the polar form, but now I need to write it in a time domain expression. So therefore I2 of t is equal to 6 root 2 sine omega t minus 45. So we can easily see that as this is the inductive circuit, the current is going to lag the voltage, supply voltage. So therefore we got I2 of t is equal to 6 root 2 sine omega t minus 45. Now by superposition, the net current I of t is equal to summation of individual currents by both cases we got. So therefore I of t is equal to, the net current is equal to summation of individual currents, which is I1 of t plus I2 of t. This is at the steady state condition, right? At steady state condition, I1 of t is 8 ampere, which we got, and similarly in the steady state condition, I2 of t is equal to 6 root 2 sine of omega t. Omega is 1, which is already we know. So therefore t minus 45 degrees. So this is the net steady state current in the circuit. So for this one, we need to find what is the RMS value. So therefore RMS value is equal to, I have told you already in my previous lectures, so it is easy to calculate the RMS value. Root 2 over the RMS of DC value is again same DC value. So therefore DC, which is RMS as 8, we need to do the square. And similarly, this is a sinusoidal. So therefore this is Vm. Vm is 6 root 2. We need to find RMS, means Vm by root 2. So therefore Vm by root 2 means 6 root 2 by root 2. This is the RMS value, but we need to do the whole square. So if you do the simplification, we will get, which is 10 ampere. So therefore the steady state current RMS value, which is 10 amperes. So therefore the required solution of this numerical is 10 amperes. So after solving the previous problem, now let's move forward to do the other numerical. The numerical number is 94. You see this question here. This question says that in figure, the capacitor has a charge of 10 coulomb. The current in the circuit 1 second after the switches is closed will be. Means there is a circuit of resistor and a capacitor which are connected in series fashion, and the switch is closed at t is equal to 0 instant with a voltage source of 100 volt. So we need to find, so that therefore the initial charge in the capacitor is 10 coulomb and the capacitance value is also given, which is 0.5 farad and the resistance of 2 ohm. So now we need to find what is the value of the current in the circuit after 1 second. That we need to find in this numerical, and this question is given in the GATE year 2004 for 2 marks. So let's get start to solve this numerical. we will solve this numerical in a very easy manner. See here, they have given the charge stored in the capacitor 0.5 farad is they have given in the numerical, which is 10 coulomb, right? So in 10 coulomb. So now this is the initial charge which is stored in the capacitor before closing the switch. So therefore we need to find what is the voltage across the capacitor initially, because there is a charge and there is a capacitance. So therefore we need to find what is the voltage across the capacitor before closing the switch, means at instant t is equal to 0 minus. We know the basic formula, Q is equal to CV. This is the basic formula of a capacitor. So therefore we need to find what is the value of the capacitor. So I will assume the voltage across the capacitor, which is VC, at instant 0 minus, means before closing the switches. So V is equal to Q by C. So therefore Q initially means Q by C, right? Q is the initial amount of charge which is stored by a capacitor, and C is the capacitance value. Therefore Q by C. Q is already which is known, which is 10 coulomb. So C is which is already given in the question, which is 0.5 farad. So therefore 10 by 0.5. If you do this one, we will get which is 20 volts. So therefore the voltage across the capacitor initially before closing the switch, which is VC of 0 minus, is 20 volts. So the property of capacitor, we must know that the voltage across the capacitor doesn't change instantaneously, means the voltage across the capacitor increases exponentially in a slow fashion. So whenever the switch is closed at instant t is equal to 0, so therefore at instant t is equal to 0 minus and at instant t is equal to 0 place, the voltage across the capacitor is always constant. So therefore VC of 0 plus is equal to VC of 0 minus, which is equal to 20 volt. So now what we need to do is we need to find what is the value of the current at t is equal to G at t is equal to 1 second. So therefore now I have closed the switch, right? I have closed the switch. So therefore I have closed the switch now. So now here VC of 0 plus. So let me assume this is the VC of 0 plus. This is a 100 volt. And this is a VC of 0 plus. So now at t is equal to 1 second, at t is equal to 1 second, what will be the voltage of the capacitor? See, I am repeating it again. So we need to find what is the value of the current at 1 second. So what is the value of current at 1 second means 100 volt is a constant one, 2 ohm is a constant one, and the capacitor is also constant, but the voltage across the capacitor will vary. So therefore we need to find what is the voltage across the capacitor at instant 1 second. At instant 1 second. See, let me assume this as a VC at 1 second we need to find. So 1 means 1 second. To find what is the voltage across the capacitor at instant 1 second. Then only we can find what is the value of the current in the circuit at instant t is equal to 1 second. So therefore the general expression of capacitor of formula is VC at time t is equal to, general formula is, see, remember this formula, phi f phi f. FIF means final, initial and final. So before this final and initial take positive and here you take negative. This is the easy way to remember the general expression of capacitor, the expression of the voltage across the capacitor. So therefore I am going to write the expression is VC of t, final value means VC at infinity, plus means write plus here. So I have taken a bracket now. Initial means VC of 0, VC of 0 or 0 plus, both are same. Minus means here minus. Final means VC of infinity, and similarly bracket close. Now see here F means here for infinity, I means initial 0 plus, F means final. So now we need to write another term which is e to the power of minus t by tau. Tau means time constant. Time constant of RC circuit is RC, series circuit, right? So the time constant is equal to RC, which is R into C. So therefore now VC of infinity, we need to find what is the value of VC of infinity. VC of infinity, see here, the final value of the capacitor voltage will be equal to the voltage of the supply voltage. So if we give 100 volt supply, so the voltage across the capacitor at final is 100 volt, then only the current in the whole circuit will be 0. That is the property of the capacitor. So at steady state, the value of the capacitor voltage is equal to the supply voltage, which is 100 volts. So therefore Vc of infinity is equal to 100. Initial value which you already figured out, which is 20. So therefore 20 minus Vc of infinity is already we know, which is 100. E to the power of minus t by Rc. R is 2 and the C is 0.5. So therefore 2 into 0.5 is equal to 1. So therefore no need to write here because Rc is 1, right? So now if you do simplification, we will get 100 minus 80 e to the power of minus t. So this is the general expression of the capacitor voltage, but we need to find what is the voltage across the capacitor at instant 1 second, because we need to find the current in the current in the circuit at 1 second. Therefore Vc of 1, Vc at instant 1 second is equal to 100 minus 80 e to the power of minus 1. So if we do the simplification, we will get, which is 70.5 volt. So 70.5 is the voltage of the capacitor at instant t is equal to 1 second we will get. Figure out the voltage of the capacitor at instant 1 second, which is 70.5 volt. So now we need to find the value of the current at 1 second. Therefore this is the current. Let's imagine this is I of 1. I of 1 means the current at 1 second. So by simply applying the KVL across this loop, we will get as, I am going from, the current goes from high potential to low potential. So therefore I am going from negative to positive. By applying KVL, I am going from negative to positive. So therefore there is a rise in potential, which is plus 100. I am going from plus to minus. So therefore there is a decrease in potential, which is minus 2I. Voltage into current into resistor. Minus, here I am going from plus to minus. So therefore there is a decrease in potential. That's why it is minus Vc of 1 is equal to 0. So we need to find what is the value of the current I, right? So therefore I of 1 second is equal to 100 minus Vc of 1 by 2. So Vc of 1 is 70.5. If you do the simplification, we will get, which is equal to 14.7. So therefore the current in the circuit at 1 second is equal to 14.7 ampere. So what I am trying to say is, so therefore the answer is, which is 14.7 ampere. So what I am trying to say simply is the conclusion. Here the initial capacitor voltages they are given, but we need to find what is the capacitor voltage at instant 1 second, because they are asking us to find the current in the circuit at 1 instant. So by using general expression of the capacitor voltage, we are able to find the voltage across the capacitor at 1 second. So by generally applying the KVL in the loop, then we are going to get the current in the circuit at 1 second, which is 14.7 ampere. After solving the previous problem, now let's move forward to do the another numerical. The numerical number is 95. See this question here. The question says that in the figure given, for the initial capacitor voltage is 0, the switch is closed at instant t is equal to 0 seconds. So now we need to find the final steady state voltage across the capacitor. We need to find in this question. Means the initial capacitor voltage is 0. They are given, and there are two resistors of 10 ohm and 10 ohm, and the capacitor's value is 10 microfarad, and there is a voltage source of 20 voltage. So we need to find what is the capacitor voltage at steady state. It is a very simple problem. Let's solve this numerical. So I have drawn this circuit again. The question is given the gate year 2005 or 2005 year for 1 mark. See here they are given voltage across the capacitor at instant t is equal to 0 minus is 0. So therefore the property of the capacitor is, the capacitor voltage doesn't changes instantaneously, means it increases in a slow fashion and it increases in a exponential manner, but it is also increasing in a very slow manner. Means The capacitor voltage doesn't changes instantaneously before closing the switch and also after closing the switch at a particular distance of time. So therefore, which is 0 is also equal to Vc of 0 plus. So but in this question they are asking what is the voltage across the capacitor at infinity, means at steady state they are asking. So the property, so at steady state means now after closing the switch, so therefore now this capacitor is going to, because it's a closed circuit, right, so therefore the capacitor is going to get the energy from the DC voltage source, means the voltage across the capacitor is going to increase from 0 volt to certain voltage. What is that certain amount of voltage we need to find in this example. So therefore whenever the capacitor is going to absorb the energy from the supply at a steady state condition, the voltage across the capacitor will be constant value, means the rate of change of voltage across the capacitor is 0, means the voltage current expression of the capacitor is I is equal to C dV by dt. So therefore at steady state dV by dt will become 0. So therefore the current will become 0 at steady state in the capacitor. So whenever the current is 0 at steady state means we need to replace capacitor by open circuit. Only under open circuit condition the current is 0. So that is the reason we are going to replace the capacitor by open circuit at the steady state condition. So therefore at steady state I am going to replace this capacitor with the open circuit. Now I need to find what is the value of this voltage across the capacitor at steady state. So if you see carefully, this 10 ohm and this 10 ohm are connected in a series fashion. As this is the open circuit, the current in this open circuit in this branch is 0. So therefore 10 ohm and 10 ohm are connected in a series fashion. So therefore by easy applying the voltage division rule, now we need to find what is the voltage across this 10 ohm resistor, which is Vc at infinity is equal to by voltage division rule, which is supply voltage is 20 and this resistor value is 10 ohm by sum of their resistance is 10 plus 10. So if you do the simplification, we will get which is as a 10 volt. So therefore the voltage across the capacitor at steady state is 10 volt. So therefore I am repeating it again. The voltage across the capacitor at instant 0 plus is 0 and in instant at steady state which is 10 volt. So after solving the previous problem, now let's move forward to do the other numerical. The numerical number is 96. See the question here. The question says that the switch in the circuit has been closed for a long time. Means at steady state means the switch is closed for a very long time. It is opened at instant t is equal to 0 seconds. Now at t is equal to 0 plus instant, the current through the 1 microfarad capacitor we need to find in this numerical. So therefore at t is equal to, before t is equal to 0 minus, the switch is closed for a very long time, and at instant t is equal to 0 instant, the switch is open. So now we need to find what is the value of the current in the capacitor. We need to find in this question. So let's solve this numerical. And this question is given the GATE year 2010 for 1 mark. So I have drawn the figure. See here, they have given that. See here at t is equal to 0 minus, at t is equal to 0 minus I am going to draw the circuit. So therefore the circuit is at t is equal to 0 minus, the switch is closed. So therefore this is 1 ohm resistor, the switch is closed, right? So therefore this is 1 microfarad capacitor and this is a 4 ohm resistor. As switch is closed, therefore I have drawn it in a closed position, in a closed manner. See, if you see carefully, from t is equal to minus infinity to up to t is equal to 0 minus, the capacitor is going to get energy from the 5 volt source. So therefore this capacitor is going to absorb energy from this 5 voltage source. So therefore the capacitor voltage is going to increase in exponential manner but in a very slow fashion. So at steady state means at t is equal to 0 minus, it's a steady state condition. So therefore the capacitor voltage will be constant. So therefore the derivative of the voltage will become 0. So therefore the current is equal to C into dV by dt. So as dV by dt is 0, therefore the current in the capacitor is 0. So therefore the current in the capacitor is 0 at steady state, means we need to do the open circuit. So therefore at steady state condition I am going to do the open circuit. So therefore now the capacitor voltage, this is Vc of 0 minus, because I am considering at instant t is equal to 0 minus instant. So this 1 ohm and 4 ohm are connected in the series fashion, because this is the open circuit, right? So in this open circuit the current in this branch is 0, therefore this 1 ohm and 4 ohm are connected in a series fashion. So now by using the voltage division principle, now I am going to find what is the voltage across this 4 ohm resistor, which is Vc of 0 minus. So therefore by voltage division rule, Vc of 0 minus is equal to the supply voltage is 5 and the resistor is 4 by the sum of resistors, which is 1 plus 4. So if you do this one, we will get 4 volt. So therefore the capacitor, the voltage of the capacitor at instant steady state, means before opening the switch, means t is equal to 0 minus, we got a 4 volt, but we already know that the capacitor voltage doesn't changes instantaneously, it increases in exponential manner in a very slow fashion. Therefore at a particular instant, before the instant and after the instant, at the particular instant the voltage value will be constant. So therefore after opening the switch, means Vc of 0 plus is equal to voltage at 0 minus is equal to same, so therefore 4 volt. So now we need to find what is the value of the current in the capacitor at instant 0 plus. So therefore at t is equal to 0 plus I am going to draw the circuit. Now the switch is open, so therefore I am going to draw the circuit here. See carefully, this is 5 volt, right? Now it is very easy to solve also. This is 1 ohm, the switch is open, right? So therefore I have made it in an open fashion, and this is a capacitor, this is a capacitor, and this is a 4 ohm resistor. See this voltage is Vc of 0 plus, right? Because at instant t is equal to 0 plus, so therefore the capacitor voltage is 0 plus. So this is 1 microfarad, this is 1 microfarad. As there is an open circuit, so therefore the current in this branch is 0 ampere. So therefore the current is 0 ampere in 1 ohm and 5 volt. So therefore let me assume the current in this 4 ohm is, let me assume this is the some I value at instant 0 plus. So therefore by applying the KVL, so this current is going 4 ampere, as there is a 0 ampere current here, because 0 ampere current, so therefore whatever the current is incoming to the node has to go in this capacitor also. Therefore in this branch is also current I, because by applying KCL, see the current I, so outgoing current is 0, so therefore the incoming current has to go through the capacitor, because in this branch there is a 0 ampere, so therefore the incoming current is I. So as there is a 0 ampere here, so therefore the current in this branch is also I. So we need to find what is the current in the current in the capacitor at instant 0 plus. So we need to find what is the value of I. So by applying KVL in this loop, so let me assume the KVL in this loop, I am assuming like this. So current goes from positive to negative, higher potential to lower potential. As I am going from positive to negative, so therefore there is a decrease in potential. So therefore there is a 4 into I. After traveling up to here, I am going from negative to positive terminal. So therefore there is a rise in potential. So therefore positive Vc of 0 plus is equal to 0. So we need to find I, right? So minus 4I plus Vc of 0 plus, which is already known, we got, which is 4. So therefore after solving this, we will get I is equal to 1 ampere. So what I am trying to say is, at instant t is equal to 0 plus instant, the current in the capacitor is 1 ampere. So therefore this is a 1 ampere current which is flowing through capacitor and also 4 ohm resistor. So after solving the previous problem, now let's move forward to do the another numerical. The numerical number is 97. See the question here. The question says that the switch in the figure below was closed for a very long time. It is open at t is equal to 0 seconds. Now we need to find the current in the inductor of 2 Henry for t greater than or equal to 0. So in this circuit they have shown that whenever the switch is open, we need to find what is the value of the current in the inductor. Means before closing the switch, the circuit is at steady state condition, and after opening the switch, we need to find what is the expression of the current in the inductor for t greater than or equal to 0, that we need to find in this numerical. So let's get started. So I have drawn this figure again. See here, after opening the switch, we need to find what is the current in the inductor, which is 2 Henry. So before closing the switch, the circuit is at a steady state condition. So therefore, I am writing it at t is equal to 0 minus. At t is equal to 0 minus means the circuit is at a steady state condition. At steady state condition, so therefore I am going to close the switch, right? I am going to close the switch at steady state condition at t is equal to 0 minus, because it is closed. See here, these 32 and 32 ohm are in a parallel. So therefore, whenever these two are in parallel, whenever the two equal resistors are in parallel, the net resistance is half of their resistance value. Means 32 by 2 is 16 ohm. So therefore, I am going to replace this 32 and 32 by a single resistor, which is 16 ohm. Right? See, at steady state condition, what is going to happen? At t is equal to 0 minus, as the 2 Henry is going to absorb the energy from the DC voltage source, which is 50 volts. So therefore, the current in the inductor is going to increase in a exponential manner, and it is in a slow fashion. It will increase. Means at any particular instant, before the instant and after the instant, at a particular instant, the current value will be always constant. So therefore, at t is equal to 0 minus, I am going to find what is the current in the inductor. At a steady state condition, the current in the inductor will become a constant value. So therefore, differentiation of the current will become 0, because current is constant, right? So differentiation of constant is 0. So therefore, the voltage across the inductor will become 0 at steady state. So therefore, VL is equal to 0 means we need to do short circuit the inductor at steady state condition. So therefore, now I am going to do a short circuit this inductor at the steady state condition, which is that t is equal to 0 minus instant. So I have done a short circuit. So whenever the 16 ohm and there is a short circuit, so therefore the current in this is equal to 0 ampere. Means in the 16 ohm resistor there will be a 0 ohm current. Suppose if you are very confused, we can easily find this value by even applying the Ohm's law, by KVL also. See, let me here. This is the current is I. Let me assume the current in the 16 ohm is I. So I will find why it is 0 also by applying even KVL also. We will get it one. See here, current goes from plus to minus, right? So current goes from higher potential to lower potential. So I am writing KVL in this loop, right? So plus to minus means minus 16I. As there is no other element, so therefore the net algebraic sum has to be 0. So therefore I is equal to 0. So therefore the current in the 16 ohm is 0. That is what I am trying to say. So therefore the current in the 16 ohm will be equal to 0 ampere. So therefore no need to consider the 16 ohm resistor, because the current in this is 0. So therefore 8 ohm and 8 ohm are connected in a parallel fashion. So therefore these two net resistance, whenever the two resistors are connected in parallel, the net resistance will become half of the previous value. So therefore it will become 4. This total resistance will become 4. So I am writing it here. So therefore this is 50 volt, right? So this is 6 ohm. This is 6 ohm. 8 ohm and 8 ohm will become 4 ohm, because they are in parallel. So now this 6 ohm and 4 ohm are connected in series fashion. So therefore 6 plus 4 is equal to 10. So now I am going to find what is the value of current in the 6 ohm is equal to voltage by total resistance. Voltage is 50 and the resistance is 6 plus 4, which is 10. So therefore the current is 5. This is a steady state current in the 6 ohm resistor, but we need to find the steady state current in the inductor, right? In the inductor, this current we need to find. This current. So therefore this is the how much? 5 ampere, right? Whenever there are two resistors, whenever there are two equal resistors, the current will divide in a equal fashion. Therefore the current is 5 ampere, right? So therefore 5 by 2 is the 5 by 2. Current is 5 by 2 and similarly here also 5 by 2. So therefore the current in the inductor, at instant 0 minus is equal to 5 by 2 ampere. As I have said you earlier, so therefore the current in the inductor doesn't changes instantaneously. So therefore IL of 0 plus is also equal to IL of 0 minus. So therefore it is equal to 5 by 2 means 2.5 ampere. So this is the current which is going to pass through the inductor at t is equal to 0 plus and at t is equal to 0 minus. Now at time greater than equal to 0 means the switch is already open. At instant t greater than equal to 0, so the switch is open. So therefore this is the circuit I have drawn it here. Now as this is an open circuit, therefore the current in this branch is 0 ampere. So now we need to find what is the expression of the current in the inductor, means IL of t we need to find at t greater than equal to 0. So therefore as this branch has 0 current, so therefore we don't have to consider this one. So therefore I am neglecting this circuit because the current in this branch is of the resistor and the voltage source combination is 0 volt, right? 0 ampere, right? So therefore I am going to neglect this one. So now this is a remaining circuit. So this 8 ohm and 8 ohm are connected in a series fashion. So therefore whenever the two resistors are connected in a series fashion, the net resistance is equal to sum of the individual. So therefore it will become a 16 ohm. See, these two resistors are in parallel combination. They are equal resistance, 32 and 32. So the new resistance will be half of the previous value. So therefore I am going to replace this circuit by these two resistors by a single resistor value which is 16 ohm. These 16 ohm and 16 ohm are equal resistance. So therefore new resistance is equal to half of their individual previous value. So therefore this is the new resistance which is 8 ohm. So therefore the initial value of the inductor current is 2.5 ampere. Now we need to find what is the current in the inductor at t greater than equal to 0. So therefore general expression is IL of t is equal to initial value, means IL of 0 plus is the initial value into exponential e to the power of minus t by RC. This is the expression. This is the expression which I am going to derive in my theory classes when there is a supply voltage is 0. So there is only series R, there is a series of R and L. There is no DC supply in this case. Then this is the expression we need to remember. Even if you don't remember, we can easily get by applying the KVL also we can get. So therefore, if you see this one, VL of 0 plus it is 2.5 e to the power of minus t. R is how much? 8. See, this is actually inductor circuit, right? This is actually time constant. Time constant means of inductor R and L means L by R. So therefore L by R. In case it is a RC circuit means then we have to write 2 by RC. Suppose 2 is equal to RC in the RC circuit, but this is the RL circuit, right? So therefore 2 is equal to L by R. So L is how much? 2 by 8 means 2 by 8 means 1 by 4. So therefore 1 by 4 means 4 goes up 4 means it will become 2.5 e to the power of minus 4t. So therefore this is the expression of the inductor current at t greater than or equal to 0. So therefore this is the required solution, means in order to find the expression we need to find what is the initial value. That's why we have considered t is equal to 0 minus instant. We have taken to consider what is the initial value of current. So therefore now it is easy to find what is the value of the expression of the current at t greater than or equal to 0. After solving the previous problem, now let's move forward to do another numerical. The numerical number is 98. See the question here. The question says that the graph associated with an electrical network has 7 branches and 5 nodes. The number of independent KCL equations and the number of independent KVL equations respectively are. So they have given the branches and they have given the nodes for a network, for a graph. So we need to find number of KCL equations and number of KVL equations. Means the concept is number of KCL equations means what? KCL equations means nodal number of KCL equations are used in the nodal analysis method and the KVL equations are used in the mesh analysis. So therefore number of independent KCL equations and number of independent KVL equations. KCL equations means number of independent KCL equations is equal to number of twigs, and the number of KVL equations is equal to number of links. So if you know this small concept, then it is very easy to solve this numerical. See, I have wrote this again. Nodes is equal, so there is a graph in which nodes is equal to 5 and there is a branches of 7. So we need to find what is the number of independent KCL. Number of independent KCL means what? Number of independent KCL. KCL equations are used in the nodal analysis method. So number of independent, how much they are asking. So independent means we need to find it is equal to number of twigs. This I am going to explain in my classes, in theory classes which are coming in the upcoming days. Number of twigs. Number of twigs means the formula number of twigs is n minus 1. Number of nodes minus 1. So therefore number of nodes is 5. 5 minus 1 is 4. So therefore number of independent KCL equations is equal to number of twigs is equal to n minus 1, which is 4. So in order to remember this formula also, it is very easy. See here, I already said in my earlier classes, see there are 5 nodes, right? 5 nodes means out of 5 nodes, 1 node is taken as a reference node. So therefore the remaining nodes are 4. So the remaining nodes are 4 means at each remaining 4 nodes we need to write the again nodal analysis method. Means at this 4 nodes we are going to write the KCL equations. Means algebraic sum, nodal analysis means algebraic sum of currents at this 4 nodes are equal to 0. So therefore we will get 4 equations which are the KCL equations, means 4 independent KCL equations. That's why it is so know to remember the formula also. It is very easy if you know the concept, which is 4. So now we need to find number of KVL equations. Number of KVL equations means what? Number of independent KVL equations means these are going to use in a meshes. In meshes we are going to use this KVL. So therefore number of KVL is equal to number of links. Number of links means what? Number of links means total number of branches minus number of twigs. So therefore number of twigs plus number of links goes to number of branches. So therefore if you want number of links means total, suppose we have to remove twigs from branches. So therefore number of branches I am writing here, number of total branches means total branches minus total twigs, that's it. So total branches is how much they have already given, which is 7, right? Total twigs is already we know, which is 4. So therefore 7 minus 4 is equal to 3. So therefore for this graph we are going to write 4 KCL equations which are independent, and we are going to write 3 KVL equations. So remember this one, number of twigs is equal to number of independent KCL equations, number of links is equal to number of independent KVL equations, and the number of links is equal to total branches minus total twigs. So therefore total branches is equal to total links plus total twigs. That's it. So after solving the previous problem, now let's move forward to do the other numerical. The numerical number is 99. See the question here. The question says that superposition principle is not applicable to a network containing time varying resistors. They are asking whether this statement is true or false. So I am repeating it again. They are asking superposition principle is not applicable to a network containing time varying resistors. True or false? They are asking. See here, basic superposition principle means what? Suppose there are total different sources. If in a complex circuit, if there are suppose there are lot of independent voltage sources and independent current sources, if they are there in the circuit, so we need to find what is the value of the response in a particular branch. So therefore the particular response in the particular branch is equal to the sum of individual responses by taking only one source acting at a time. Means if you are taking voltage sources, so at one voltage source if you are taking the remaining voltage sources must be short circuited, and the remaining current sources must be open circuited. So by this fashion we are going to find the response whether it's a voltage or current but not the power by superposition theorem. So no matter what the resistance can be, whether they can be time varying or whether they can be time invariant, irrespective manner the superposition theorem will hold, but superposition theorem will fail while calculating the power. So therefore superposition theorem is only applicable for the responses like voltage and current but not the power. So independent of resistors, whether they can be time variant or time invariant, the superposition theorem is always valid. So therefore this above statement is a false one. Therefore this is the final numerical of this lecture. The question number is 100. So see the question here. The question says that in the circuit shown below, the initial capacitor voltage is 4 volt. The switch S1 is closed at t is equal to 0. The charge in microcoulomb lost by the capacitor from t is equal to 25 microsecond to t is equal to 100 microsecond. Means there is a circuit combination of resistor and capacitor. So at t is equal to 0 the switch is closed, right? So the initial capacitor voltage is 4 volt and the capacitor value is 5 microfarad and the resistance is 5 ohm. So we need to find how much is the charge which is lost from 25 microseconds to 100 microseconds. How much is the charge lost by this capacitor? Means this capacitor is going to supply its energy to the resistor. So therefore the charge is going to decrease from the capacitor. So therefore the voltage is also going to decrease by the capacitor. So how much is the charge it lost from time 25 microseconds to 100 microseconds they are going to ask. So let's get start to solve this numerical. So now I have wrote it at, so I have drawn the figure. Voltage across the capacitor, initial voltage is before closing the switch, the voltage across the capacitor is 4 volt. So therefore we already know that the capacitor voltage doesn't changes instantaneously even after closing the switch, because the capacitor voltage increases in a very slow fashion, in an exponential manner. So therefore before the instant and after the instant at t is equal to 0 the capacitor voltage will remain the same. So therefore Vc of 0 plus is equal to Vc of 0 minus is equal to 4 volt, right? 4 volt. Now I close the switch. Right? So I am going to close the switch. Now I am going to consider this circuit at instant t is equal to 0 plus. At t is equal to 0 plus, this is a circuit, right? So the voltage is Vc of 0 plus, instant Vc of 0 plus. Now what I am going to try is I am going to calculate what is the value of the current at 0 plus instant. This is simple, right? By simply applying the KVL, we can get the current in the circuit at 0 plus instant by KVL, right? This is a KVL, right? This is a KVL I am taking closed loop. I am going from negative to positive. So therefore there is a rise in potential which is plus Vc of 0 plus, right? I am going from plus to minus because current travels from higher potential to lower potential. So therefore minus 5 I of 0 plus is equal to 0, because the algebraic sum of voltage drops in a closed loop is equal to 0. So Vc of 0 plus is already we know, which is 4 minus I of 0 plus is equal to 0. So therefore I of 0 plus is equal to 4 by 5 ampere. So therefore this is a 4 by 5 ampere. So now this is the circuit at t greater than or equal to 0. Means at switch is closed and this is the equivalent circuit at t greater than or equal to 0. So there is a 5 microfarad capacitor and 5 ohm resistor. So at t greater than or equal to 0 we need to find the expression of the current I of t. See, this capacitor before closing the switch, this capacitor has some amount of energy. After closing the switch, this capacitor is going to deliver its energy to the resistor. So therefore this capacitor is going to decrease its voltage and also its current. So therefore the maximum current is at the initial condition. Initial condition is how much? initial condition value current is which we already figured out, which is IC of 0, I of 0 plus, right? This is the I of 0 plus. This is the maximum current. After this instant, the current is going to decrease in exponential manner. So therefore, e to the power of minus t by tau. This is the RC circuit, right? So therefore, R into C. This is the expression of the current. Initial current is the maximum current because this capacitor is going to deliver its energy to the resistor. So therefore, its voltage will decrease, its current will decrease. So therefore, maximum will be initial condition, which is I of 0 plus. And later on the current will decrease in exponential manner, where R is the equivalent resistance, which is 5 ohm, and C is the equivalent capacitor, which is 5 microfarad. So therefore, if you do the substitution, I of 0 plus, which is already we know, which is how much, 4 by 5, right? 4 by 5, which is already we calculate, which is 4 is the voltage across the capacitor at 0 plus, and 5 is the resistance value. E to the power of minus t. RC is how much? R into C. R into C is 5 into 5, 25. 25 into 10 to the power of minus 6. So this is the current, but we need to find the charge, right? So what is the formula? dq is equal to I is equal to, right? I is equal to current, I is equal to dq by dt, right? So we need to find charge, right? So therefore dq is equal to I into dt. So we need to do the integration. dq is equal to integration of I dt. So at t is equal to 25 microseconds, right? 2 is equal to 25 microseconds. 2t is equal to 100 microseconds. So therefore here let me assume the initial charge is Qi and the final charge is Qf. Means at 25 microseconds the charge in the capacitor is Qi. At t is equal to 100 microseconds the charge in the capacitor is Qf. So therefore if you do the simplification, we will get Qf minus Qi is equal to minus 6.99 microcoulomb. Means Qf minus Qi is equal to minus 6.98 microcoulomb. Means Qf is less than Qi. That is what I am trying to say. Initial capacitor has a lot of amount of charge because this charge is given to this resistor, therefore it is going to decrease its charge, therefore the final charge will be lesser than the initial charge. That's why it is a negative value. So therefore Qi minus Qf is equal to 6.99 microcoulomb. So therefore from 25 microseconds to 100 microseconds, 6.99 microcoulomb of amount of charge is lost by the capacitor. Means that much amount of charge is given to the resistor. Successfully by this video lecture we have completed 100 numericals of network theory, and similarly we will do for all the subjects in the same fashion right now up to now was guessing. If you are understanding our video lectures, then please do like, share and subscribe our YouTube channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon button so whenever we upload a new video the direct notifications comes to your mobile. If any improvements needed in our video lectures, then please do comment in the comment section and we will read each one comment. Thank you so much for watching our lectures. Keep smiling, take care, bye bye.